Hello and welcome to the World Order. I was watching on YouTube a few videos of Native American leaders who had prophecies. These were spiritualists or people who engage in a form of earth spirituality, such as myself. And I don't even know how I came across these channels, but I did. And there was one video where one of the leaders spoke of prophecy about America. And he said that his spirits told him that America would be over soon. Now, this person is long passed away. And he said that, or he felt that he'd lived, X amount of years, but America still, it's not over yet. It hadn't passed away. It hadn't totally been destroyed. But he said that everything that is done to America, everything that America is doing, is helping her demise. Now, actually, I've said this. I've said this many years ago. And what was more evident was Europe's passing. Europe, as we know it, is over. And America is following in her footsteps. She's putting up a more interesting fight. But she will not make it. America, as we know it, will pass away. But this has been prophesied about numerous people, numerous books. Some people say that America is called Babylon in the Bible. I'm not a Christian, so, that's whatever for me. However, if you look at America from outside of her, all the inner fighting, like mini wars, all of this division just upon race and political parties. You didn't even have this 5, 10 years ago, but you have it now. You have it now. Everyone blames it on Trump, but it's not President Trump. It's a culmination of many, 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 many things that have been going on since America's inception. And I guess people, if you're living in something, if you're in the middle of something, you don't realize what is happening, what is going on while you're in it. And everything has to come to a head. Everything has to have an outcome, a resolution. Now, all of this political fighting, many think that, there will be some sort of war and there will be something as far as ISIS happening to America. We're fighting to save America from ISIS. You're not fighting to save America from ISIS. Because if America was what she was even maybe 100 years ago, America could stomp out ISIS. What America cannot stomp out is the division of ideology. It's not about race. In truth, it's not about race, and it's not about the left or the right. Because many people who are on the left now are on the right. The many people who are on the right, politics, were once on the left. So it's not about politics. It's not about race. It's about ideology and Americans actually rejecting what America means, how it was founded, the founding principles. You have your own people rejecting this. Therefore, America is not going to stand. America is going to pass away. Why? Because there's too much actual hatred. There's an inner hatred of what America stands for by its own people, by the descendants of the founders or the co-founders or the pilgrims or, the slaves. When you have such a number of people, of not just one group, but it's not just the black person, the African American who has an issue with America. It is white Americans. Like I said, it's the descendants of immigrants, of settlers, now in 2017 and 2000, whatever, who have issues with what America was founded upon. And many are fighting for social issues of others, but they're fighting to the extreme. And we know anything that is to the extreme is damaging. So if you say that I am fighting for equality of these people also must believe in equality. Equality is 100%. It is not 97% and 3%. It is not the redefining of definitions of what equality is. Equality means equal, 50-50. It means that what you do to one side, you do to the other. However, when you fight for something that you truly don't believe in, you create a problem. And now that we have this whole movement of people who are quote unquote fighting for equality, which there really aren't, many have their own issues and own things of what they're fighting for or fighting against. But it is under the guise of social equality. It's under the guise of this, under the guise of political issues. And I'll do another video on this. Americans still do not understand U.S. politics. And they really did not, we learned that we really did not understand it when this election happened. No one knew about the Electoral College. I made a Twitter tweet about this, and I said, it's fine, whoever you choose, but what about the Electoral College? No one said anything. I got no thumbs up, nothing. And yet that was the biggest thing. The Electoral College came out and slid right under you. There is no country that just simply chooses by popular vote of the people. No, but that's anyway, that is another video. What we're witnessing right now, this inner fighting, this bucking of government, this mass bucking of government that maybe we've never seen in U.S. history before. This rioting, this violence of by people who actually want a more peaceful place, but yet they're demonstrating their peace with violence. Perhaps we've never seen this by such a mixed group of people, such an integrated racial group of people before, and this isn't going to be stopped. These people who think that they are saving America, a lot of people really don't understand the principles of which America was founded upon. They have an idea of what America is, but and they were actually okay with this idea of what America was because their families profited off of this. But once this began to go away, and when humans seem to look a bit more equal, then there has been more problems. If you understand, now that people can actually stand shoulder to shoulder and be judged individually, now there is an issue of what America stands for, and there's a so-called fight for equality when America was not founded upon equality. It never was. That was never a founding principle. So what you have are groups of people who want to rewrite the Constitution. They want to rewrite all the laws. They want to take out many things in the Bill of Rights, the amendments. They want to create a new America. And in creating a new America, you destroy the old one. So you don't have to worry about ISIS. You don't have to worry about Europe's hatred of you. It's still there. It will always be there. That's partly how you were founded. You fought against the British. The British are Europeans. There will always be this clash. However, They're not their biggest enemy. You, American, are you are your own biggest and worst enemy because you are destroying everything that your forefathers built. You are destroying the foundation of America with every riot, with every protest, with every bucking of government without even being able to sit down and hear a person out. You are destroying your own country. And you cannot blame ISIS, Shiite, Sunni, Iran, Iraq. You cannot blame any of these people. You only have yourself to blame. Only you. It is not the government who is destroying America because the government is a small group of people. It's a small percentage of people. But there is no government without people, and there is no body without the head. But don't never forget that in order for a head to function, there are no heads floating around. You have to have a body. You are dependent upon each other. And so right now, America is walking around like this, because you have the head and you have the body who's fighting against the head. So you have a body who cannot go anywhere, go forward. So no matter what government passes through, whether it's in your best interest or not, you're going to fight against it. A constant fighting, constant lack of mobility, what does it do? It destroys. It destroys. Continue this. You say you want to do this at every turn with President Trump. And if you're American, he's your president, get over it. Until you give up your passport for another country, he is your president. Like it or love it or leave. Or leave. Now, you say you want to do this for, okay, he won't be in there 8 years. I'm sorry, that may be my prophecy again. I am a seer after all. However, you say that you would do this at every turn. You will say something at every turn. So you want a time of no progress. You want a time for America to stand still. Can anything stand still and still survive? No. That is not science. That is not life. That is not nature. So if you continue to fight and nothing happens, instead of letting something be passed and see how you can work within it, or hearing something and later protesting it, instead of protesting before the person gets in office, protest before the person has a thought, protesting before this, protesting before. If you wait at least a while or after, so you understand exactly what you're protesting. First, you need to understand what you're protesting. If you think you can do this for the next 4 years, the only thing you would have succeeded in doing is destroying your country, which is what you're doing now. We see it happening now. You're not winning. There's no win on the left or the right. You are all losing because you are all under one flag, on one soil. You are all contained to this little island bound by these rules. So there's no one side that is winning because the losing side will come after you. And there's no side that is completely losing because they will win by going after the other side. And what you will have is complete chaos, which you have right now. Which you have right now. And only the ignorant think that, oh, this chaos is by only the government. The government's a few people who make rules, but the government is supposed to only have so much power in your life. They're not supposed to be your God. And this is what you have done because you don't want to be your own God. You don't want to lead yourself. You're always looking for leaders and people to lead and speak for you because you don't have your own voice as individuals. That is partly your problem. And so you need someone to blame. So you will blame your government. Okay, that's fine. You blame your government. Everyone blames their government because they don't want to take control over their own life. But understand that when it all is said and done, no one will say that the government destroyed America. They will say that the U.S. or that the citizens, this encompasses you, this includes you, that you destroyed your own country. that you destroyed it. When 200 years later, and she will be gone. America, you all are doing a fine and dandy job of destroying her. It's a very slow progression. Very slow progression. She is not what she used to be. And what we say by destroying, it doesn't mean necessarily wiping off the face of the earth. No, let's not be Star Wars and dramatic. We mean destroying the founding principles, that which made her thrive. America may become the next Thailand for all we know. But if that is to happen, I can tell you one thing, Thailand won't be Thailand within the next 20 years. Thailand will be the next Japan in about 10, 20, 30 years. You understand what I'm saying? So while you are fighting against each other and you are crippling yourself, crippling your economy, crippling your thought, because you can only think about what is happening based upon race and gender and this and that and sexuality. This is as far as your thought is going. Other countries are creating the next. They are improving upon the next. They're strengthening their economies while you are sitting in the dirt, crying. You are destroying your own country. You have no one to blame but yourself. This includes the left and the right. This is all Americans. This is not one side is better than the other. And this is foolishness to think that. And these political so-called pundits who go out there and say, oh, it's the left, it's the right. This is such an ignorance. You can't even call yourself a pundit if you think that there's a left and a right. You think there's a left and a right in politics. They are decision makers and they are followers. They are decision makers and they are followers, and that is it. You are the one or the other. And all of you are proving where you stand. You are proving where you are. And we are watching you. Many of us are watching you. We're shaking our head. We're shaking our head. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now.